Well, in my endeavor to keep explaining that how these transits affect us and how these transits have a different connotation when they are in different houses. I have explained initially about Saturn, and I've explained about Jupiter, and now this time I'm going to explain to you all about Mars. How Mars, when it is transiting through the various 12 houses, what impact it has. And if you've been following my series, you would definitely know that all these houses are divided into 4 energies, that is the fire, the earth, the water and the air energy. So similarly, when these planets are going through these various houses, they do tend to adopt the energies of that particular house. So Mars, which is actually known as a very fiery planet, it's a very aggressive planet. It's a planet which wins wars. It is known as a warrior planet. It can be used constructively and it can be used destructively depending upon the person's or the individual's persona. But at the same time, since our body is also made out of these 4 elements, that is water, air, earth and fire, these elements tend to have or build the attitude within us. So when these planets come into a particular sign and coordinate with the elements of our body, we can use it constructively or destructively. And now when you all are seeing your chart, you have to see where your Mars planet is placed. More often than not, Mars and Venus is in and around your sun sign. So you could probably look into your chart and see which sign your planet is placed in the natal chart. So how your attitude is developed during that time, and then what is the transit showing, because the transits are always different. And then accordingly analyze it. But this is for your general explanation. You can't completely tune it into your life. So you must understand that when the planets are transiting the various houses, what do they demand of us? See, it's never a question of predictions. It's always, like, I maintain the fact that life is what you make it. So you have to learn how to create your own prophecies by understanding what the planets are demanding of us and how we are supposed to act in a particular way when a particular planet is in a particular house. Now after the water sign, we come to the fire sign of Sagittarius. Now when Mars is transiting the fire sign, that is the 9th house, now during this period you will feel very enthusiastic and you will feel more bold than usual. Even the person who's actually been an introvert suddenly would feel like being an extrovert and doing things. Right, some restlessness and hunger for adventure is experienced now. This restlessness or hunger is basically experienced because nobody likes to be in shadows. Everybody likes to be in the limelight. Everybody likes to come forward. It's a misnomer when we say that this person is an introvert. He's basically an introvert because he's shy. And there comes a time in his life when Mars is transiting the 9th house, that the individual realizes, I don't want to be living in shadows anymore. I also feel like going out there and enjoying, and he does start taking baby steps. Now you will see essentially you're looking to expand your activities during this time, and you may find that you have a lot of energy for higher studies and pursuing intellectual interest. Basically it is the know-how. That means the person who was an introvert, who never wanted to step out in the world, suddenly when the Mars is transiting the 9th house in his chart, he realizes that he wants to expand, and before expanding he also gets the realization that I need to expand my knowledge of the direction that I want to take. I need to know that the direction that I am taking or the path that I am choosing, what is its final destination? Is it going to be cold there? Is it going to be warm there? Do I have enough resources to go and reach that destination of mine? I'm not taking it as literally. I'm just telling you any direction or any destination that you choose, whether it is personal, professional, I'm using it as a metaphor that it's important for you to acquire knowledge, and when the Mars is transiting the 9th house, this urge will come into you to acquire this knowledge. Most of the people, when they say that I am wanting to go and pursue a particular thing, I'm wanting to go and change my circumstances, but I don't know how. But why is this feeling come to me? And that is the time I realized that the Mars is in the 9th house. So this gentleman is definitely wanting to go forward, or this lady is want to break. More often than not, this is applicable to people who have been complacent or women who have been housewives. They suddenly realize that they want to also create an identity of their own. So Mars in the 9th house makes a person aware of his own identity, for which at times when the Mars is backward motion, we call it identity crisis. And when Mars is in the forward motion, we say it carving a niche for yourself where you create your own identity. So essentially you're looking to expand your activities and your own personality, and there are chances you may also like to travel in foreign countries, or probably travel in your own country, because traveling does expose you and makes you grow not only mentally but also physically. You become much more exposed to the realistic life. So traveling, that urge for you to go and see the new places, the new countries, learn new cultures, helps you expand in your own horizon. Negative potentials include being excessively opinionated or getting easily fired up over differences in point of view or legal fights. Now, this last what I have read out is that negative potential. Now, what are the negative potentials is that when you become excessively opinionated. Now, when do you become excessively opinionated? It's very funny, but I need to tell you here, offense is the best form of defense. Now, people who are a little less educated or later on in life realize the value of studies, but their inability to pick up studies again to expand further in life, and people who get stuck in the, I would not call, because for me no job is low, but who get stuck and cannot progress further, but they see their juniors are progressing further than them because they are probably highly qualified, they tend to become opinionated during this time. They tend to start feeling that the other people are unnecessarily getting the leverage. They don't look into themselves, realizing that their leverage is not happening because of the deficiency within themselves. So they will become opinionated, they will fight with their bosses, they will also, if you'll see in siblings also, if one sibling is getting more attention from the parents because that sibling is very fine-tuned, or he's intelligent, or he's more remarkable than the other person, the person who's a little less remarkable would start feeling a little humiliated. He'll feel as if he's being neglected. Now, that is the time when parents at times bring children to me, or even people who come to me who are office going, they say that they are being neglected, and I see in their chart, and I see, and this realization has just come into them, that suddenly they realized after 5 to 10 years that they have not got what they deserved in the company. Why has this realization come suddenly and not happened before? While seeing the transit chart, one realizes that Mars was transiting their 9th house, making them aware of what is happening in their lives. But they do not want to accept the truth that where they have had the deficiency, so they get into this negative vortex. That is the time I tend to counsel my clients and tend to tell them, make them aware that this was the deficiency in you, that is why you haven't got what you deserved. But this awareness in you has come when the Mars is transiting the 9th house. Now that you have got the answers, you need to be happy in whatever circumstances God has kept you, because it was your decision not to study further, or it was your decision not to pick up certain things. You know, sometimes if you've seen in family inheritance, somebody has just got up and tried to usurp your property, or probably is fighting for his right without having the correctness of it. This is all defense mechanism of people who are introverts. So for them, they need to realize that when Mars is transiting the 9th house, these negative energies will become much more aggressive. So you need to take care and balance your life out. The transit of Mars takes 23 months to travel in all the zodiac signs. Basically, when you will look into your own chart, you will realize where the transit is, because the almanac does gives us all the dates. But just to give a clue to my clients, you must know that from January to March 9th, Mars is transiting Aries. And from March 10th onwards, it's transiting Taurus. So probably then further on, if you want to know how it is, you can divide these 23 months and you will realize where the Mars is transiting.